I'm a bit of a CMS geek, and long before I kind of was in this game in the charity sector, I had a website of my own, and I was playing around with content management systems for sites that really didn't need content management systems, and a lot of it was based around kind of features that they had, and I was always looking for the content management system that would do everything. And doing this job, I've begun to realise that the key point about a content management system is the core functions, the things that Phil was talking about. If you don't have a chance to check out all of the features of the content management system, look at the core, look at the editor, look at the workflow, because that is ultimately the most important thing. That's the system that you're buying. So don't be ideological and look at your own business, look at your own organisation, and look about whether or not features are important for you in your particular area. 3 other areas of kind of core functions that we were looking at as well were obviously accessibility. We are a disability charity, and that was important to us, and that was one of the key reasons we went with Jadu. Information architecture management. Your information architecture will change and evolve. You need a system that can do that, and scalability as well. And one of the reasons that we chose Jadu was its Galaxy product, which allows us to quickly develop microsites where perhaps from another vendor we might have come back with a quote for £10,000–15,000 for a very basic microsite. Now I have to say I'm not a massive fan of microsites, and I don't want to dilute our brand with lots of microsites around the internet, but the ability to be able to quickly develop a microsite by the web team is a massive plus for us.
I'm not going to spend too long on this slide because it's actually fairly self-evident, but we have used the same product for both our internet and intranet. They're 2 separate instances, but they're using the same underlying technology from Jadu. And this has given us quite a few benefits. And the 2 most obvious ones, which are very real, are training and data integration. On the training side, as soon as we've trained someone to publish content on the intranet, they've been trained to publish content on the internet. And that's a significant step forward from where we were historically with 2 separate systems. And equally, data integration. If we write some code or we work out how to do something for the intranet, we've already done it for the internet. So we've had big benefits for choosing the common platform between both. I'm not going to get very technical here, so I'm just going to talk about a few sort of conceptual things. We're a charity, we have a very small IT team. We cannot afford to spend huge amounts of time and money developing huge chunks of code. We very much tend to buy, as cheaply as we possibly can, blocks of functionality, and then spend the programming time we do have on reporting and integration activities. And platforms based on with sort of web services, PHP, MySQL, there's a lot out there that we can cut and paste off the internet and leverage. It has a plug-in functionality, the particular solution we have. So again, we can, in one particular case, we had a volunteer develop a plug-in for Flickr, so we could publish Flickr material on the website. Using the CMS as a holder for that information, but using our own custom PHP code within there. We've already leveraged some of the open source, if you like, credentials, web services credentials of the platform to publish XML information from an internal database onto our external website. So if you go onto our website and do a search for branches, you'll see some Google Map stuff. That's all driven by XML that's derived from an internal database server. And we're looking at the moment and doing some more integration work using both web services to APIs like Google, and also some web services APIs into an internal CRM where we may want to exchange information between the external website and internal CRM. So I think ethereal things, and one argument is you can never trust a supplier on these things, but when we went out to get the CMS, we were very keen to establish a relationship with an organisation and not just buy a bit of software. And I can quite honestly say that our initial interactions with Jadu, we actually thought their vision of enterprise content management and a platform was a really exciting one, and it struck a lot of common chords with our own internal thinking. And in addition, Jadu were particularly strong in the local authority market, and there are, as Saeed mentioned, parallels between our business and what a local authority does in terms of providing services, particular areas, etc. And we found this has paid off. So Jadu have recently released a new product roadmap. A lot of the features in there were driven by the local authority market. But we're looking at them going, fantastic, we can leverage this, we can use that, we can use that, we can use that. So I think, be sceptical a little bit about delivery dates maybe on vaporware and those kind of things on product roadmaps. But equally, I think a supplier who does have a good long-term roadmap, and you can sort of share a common vision, I know it's corny, but I think those things are important for establishing a relationship with a vendor. If they're just trying to sell you a bit of software, fine. If they are trying to sell you a bit of a long-term strategy, I think that's something that can provide real long-term benefits for you. And I'm the IT guy, he's the marketing guy. Teams in many organisations can be all over the place, and I've listed 3 or 4 here. There's probably other examples in the organisation about where responsibility for the web lies. And we've now established this model which we try to abide to very strongly, where we have clear business owners for the intranet and the internet. IT's got a clear role between them, and then we very much have a devolved content approver and content authoring approach. So we try and push authoring out to the actual business lines, but we retain control via the new media team and the internal communications team over the quality of that material via the workflow process that's actually embedded in the CMS that we pick. Okay,
once you have the content management system in place, I think it's really important to build on it throughout an organisation and to explain exactly what the capabilities that it gives you are. I liken the new media strategic plan, which we have had just signed off last week, with the roof. If the CMS is your foundations, this is the roof. This is going to stop the organisation going down the route of uncoordinated development with basically person who's highest up in the organisation or shouts loudest gets what they want. Because that's the reality of what happens in most organisations unless that there is a clear vision. And because we in the new media team have to sign off new media projects on these particular aspects, ensure that they meet our accessibility standards, ensure that they are tested, properly tested, doing user testing, ensure that they meet the organisation's data protection standards, brand compliance, the bit I was talking about in terms of writing for the web, the quality of the content, and domain name management. All of that means that we have some kind of control over the output of the organisation in a way that we didn't before. We also can provide the organisation with project management experience, and by that I mean, we know the bits of kit that we have, we know what we can leverage from them, and we also know what our suppliers can give us, and we can act as a bridge in between business units who don't really understand that and deliver real advantages. We're also got a network of web champions throughout the organisation, and their job is to become experts in use of new media in their area. Because I'm not an expert in campaigning, but there are experts in campaigning in our organisation. They need to understand how other organisations are campaigning online. So these are the themes. I'm not going to read through them. Suffice it to say, a lot of them are pretty self-evident, and Web 2.0, user-generated content, multimedia, they're 2 big ones. For us, if we're trying to tell the story of what it's like to live with dementia, the fact that this is a condition or a disease that carries on over many years, blogs are powerful, video is powerful, but we're also tapping into where our users are. We're not assuming they're going to come to us. So we've built a Facebook group which has grown enormously without doing very much with it. And at the same time, obviously, looking at YouTube for uploading our multimedia content. And the aim, effectively, is to have in-house digital expertise so that we don't, as an organisation, waste money, so that we do it in a strategic way, and so that we can provide expertise when it comes to writing content, delivering content for the web, e-marketing, how people are using our website, how we can best get more people to come to our website, and project management. Thank you very much.